The topic is testing, unit testing, black box testing, and white box testing, presented by Anuja or APCSE, Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. First of all, testing. The software testing is a method to access the functionality of the software program. The process checks whether the actual software matches the expected requirement and ensure the software is bug free. The purpose of software testing is to identify the errors, fault, or missing requirements in contrast to actual requirements. It mainly aims at measuring the specification, functionality, and performance of the software program or application. Then unit testing. Unit testing is a software testing that focus on individual units or components of a software system. The purpose of unit testing is to validate that each unit of the software works as intended and meets the requirements. The unit testing is typically performed by developers and it is performed early in the development process before the code is integrated and tested as a whole system. Then unit tests are automated and or run each time the code is changed to ensure that new code does not break existing functionality, and also designed to validate the smallest possible unit of code such as a function or a method and test innate isolation from the rest of the system. The objectives of unit testing. The following objectives are: first one is to isolate a section of code to verify the correctness of the code, then to test every function of the procedure, to fix bugs early in the development cycle, and to save cost, to help the developers understand the code based on, enable them to make changes quickly, and help with the code reuse. Then workflow of unit testing, there are two types. One is manual, another one is automated. Then the unit testing technique. There are three types of unit testing technique. They are: first one is black box testing. This testing technique is used to covering the unit test for input, user interface, and output parts. White box testing. This technique is used in testing the functional behavior of the system by giving the input and checking the functionality output, including the internal design, structure, and code of the modules. Then gray box testing. This technique is used in executing the relevant test cases, test methods, and test functions, and analyzing the code performance for the modules. Then black box testing. Black box testing is a type of software testing in which the tester is not concentrated with the internal knowledge of implementation details of the software, but rather focuses on validating the functionality based on the provided specifications or requirement. The black box testing can be done in the following ways. First one is syntax driven testing. This type of testing is applied to systems that can be syntactically represented by some language. The second one is equivalent partitioning. It is often seen that many types of inputs work similarly, so instead of giving all of them separately, we can group them and test only one input of each group. Then types of black box testing. There are many types of black box testing. First one is functional testing. This black box testing type is related to functional requirement of a system. It is done by software tester. Second one is non-functional testing. This type of testing is not related to the testing of specific functionality but non-functional requirements such as performance, scalability, and usability. Then regression testing. It is done after code fix, upgrades, or any other system maintenance to check the new code has not affected to the existing code. Then white box testing. White box testing technique analyze the internal structure, the used data structures, internal design code structure, and the working of the software rather than just the functionality as in black box testing. It is also called glass box testing or clear box testing or structural testing. Then white box testing is also known as transparent testing or open box testing. Then process of white box testing. The following processes: input, processing and proper test planner. Input is nothing but requirement, functional specification, design documents and source code. Processing means performing a risk analysis to guide through the entire process. Then proper test planning is designing test cases to cover the entire code, execute, rinse, repeat until error-free software is reached. Also, the result are communicated. Then output, preparing final report of the entire testing process. Then white box testing is performed in two steps. That is, tester should understand the code well. Then tester should write some code for test cases and execute them. The advantages: through testing. The white box testing is through as the entire code and structures are tested. Then code optimization. It results in the optimization of code, removing errors and help in removing extra lines of codes. Then early detection or defects. It can start an earlier stage as it does not require any interface as in the case of black box testing. Integration with the SDLC. The white box testing can be early started in the software development life cycle. Detection of complex defects. The tester can identify defects that cannot be detected through other tester technique. Then comprehensive test classes. Testers can create more comprehensive and effective test cases that cover all code paths. That is, the tester can ensure that the code meets coding standards and is optimized for performance. Thank you.